some sound from Brian Kelly from last week's signing day about some of the spring plans on some of the position groups. Obviously, this spring portal is going to have to be big for LSU. They're over the limit as far as the scholarships are concerned. They're at 88 right now. So, I mean, as far as having enough bodies for spring practice and going through the drills, they're going to be fine. You just may not be evaluating the guys that have a true opportunity of playing in the fall, coming up over the next couple of weeks. I think LSU's going, they've got not a mass overhaul of their roster, but they got big changes coming. They need to find some defensive linemen. Brian Kelly talked a little bit about this. Lloyd, if we can pull this soundbite, this was from signing day last week about some of the plans that they're going to have to put in place on the line of scrimmage, specifically on the defensive side, coming up here in this spring session, as Kelly was addressing the media post-signing day last week.
Yep. Yeah. There's no doubt. I think we've looked at a couple of guys that we're going to probably move. I don't want to announce them right now, but we're certainly going to move a couple of guys over to the defensive side of the ball to create a more competitive situation for us, especially, when we're talking about O-line going against the defensive line. So we want to create that. So I think you'll be prepared to see some movement there. I'd like to get these guys a little bit more time moving around, and we get into some of our OTA work later in the month, and then we'll get a chance to see them move, and then we'll be able to know for sure that they can handle the change in position. But yes, you can expect some movement there.
Kelly alluding to the fact that he's going to have to cross-train some people. He's going to have to move some guys on the line of scrimmage. And I know Brad Davis is very protective over that offensive line room. Not only has he been very much successful in recruiting that room, the camaraderie and chemistry in that room is as good as you'll find on the team as well. So you don't really want to mix it up as far as going in, grabbing guys, moving them to the other side of the line of scrimmage. But just from a pure necessity standpoint, they're going to have to do that coming up in spring drills. And when you take a look at the LSU offensive line room, and I'm pulling up the depth chart now, so bear with me here a minute as this will load up. Going into spring, we'll take a look at maybe some of the possibilities of guys that could be some that their names pop up.
As far as that you want to cross-train, or that you could consider to cross-train?
Yeah, that you would even consider to cross-train.
And you would imagine, and I know that there's a few on the LSU roster that did play offensive, defensive line in high school. Like you said, when you pull it up, they'll put it in their like LSUsports.net bio.
I got it.
Yeah. And so there's some guys that have done it before, but I think whenever you signed with LSU and got recruited by Brad Davis is
the offensive line.
Offensive line. Like, I don't think you intended. I don't think he was pitching you that you're going to play defensive line for Bo Davis.
No.
But LSU is also in a spot where where else are we going to find these cats? Because UCLA, the cupboard was bare. Like we see these firings like Boston College. You're not trying to go get those guys, so you're kind of stuck in a spot where we keep saying, all right, the next portal window, but where are they going to come from?
Yeah, no.
It's not like there's big fish out there that's like, oh, that's the guy.
I think that they anticipate that there could be after their spring drills, right? All right, so I'm looking at I'm looking at the offensive line now. Offensive line starters, and all these guys are, not even in the discussion of going on the other side. Will Campbell, Garrett Dellinger, DJ Chester at center, Miles Frazier, and Emory Jones. Behind those guys, you've got Bo Bordelon, who has been trending in the right direction for a while here as an offensive lineman, as a backup offensive lineman. I can't imagine him being in the pool of possibilities. Then you've got, I'm going to butcher this, Kimo.
Mm-hmm. Kimo.
McAnally?
I don't think he's Italian. Welcome to the family. Everybody, come on.
Macanoli.
Hey, how you been? Cousin.
The Samoan.
Yeah. The muscle.
My cousin took a trip.
Yeah, what about it? You got lost.
I'm not
Columbo.
laughing at you, bro. I'm
Yeah.
sorry. Not a possibility. Tyree Adams, redshirt freshman, another backup. Maybe. Then you got guys like Paul Mubanga, who I know they love. Weston Davis is coming in. Don't touch that guy.
Right.
Cohen Eccles. I mean, it was a big signing. Kyrie Lee, interior offensive lineman, New Orleans. Ethan Callaway, Joe Cryer, Ori Williams. I mean, I guess some of these new faces, possibly. But, I mean, I think if you're Brad Davis, you're telling them, hey, man, leave my guys alone. Like, don't mess with them.
I know that your cousin,
Yes.
the Samoan, I know that he did play, it's in his bio where he played offensive, defensive line and was a prospect on both ends. So he could be a possible switch to the other
versatile.
side. Yes, versatile. Exactly. What do you need?
What do you want from me?
Hey, bud.
Offense, defense.
Special teams.
I can coach if you need me to.
So that's a possibility. And along with the cross training, you also have the idea of people that are on your defensive line that play outside that you could move inside, which you also addressed could be a possibility. And I don't think it would be anybody's surprise that the first name on that list might be Savion Jones because of, okay, if he got too big, let's move him inside because he's a freak show. Like, put on too much good weight, I would imagine. And then he became, like he said it himself, where he became like a little bit
stiff,
slower than he was used to.
Yeah.
If you want to keep bulking him up, and then you add a kind of a defensive lineman where I feel like he can wear it well, and then you almost have a hybrid kind of, now he becomes too fast on the inside as opposed to being too slow on the outside, because I think he is close to the light bulb like officially going on and staying on. Because you
I
saw
agree.
the
I
pedigree
agree.
is there.
Yeah, you saw a little bit of it. I would think that, now you're starting to see this thing for hopefully Savion Jones finding a role where he can stick and develop and, you can get the best out of him, because I know there's a lot of expectations